Hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insight YouTube channel. Today's topic is still under quadratic equation. We are going to be dealing with sum and product of roots. Now, this topic is very important in such a way that when you ask question to find the sum of the roots of a quadratic equation, you don't need to solve the question before getting it. It's going to be a waste of time. So, in order to solve that, this is just the approach. So I'll be doing some background check in order for you to be able to understand what I'm talking about here. You'll be having this x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Now, I'll be very fast with this question because this is not the actual thing we are going to be using, just to draw an inference from here. So x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 will be equals to 0, because minus 3 times plus 2 will give you minus 6, minus 3 plus 2 will give you minus 1. So by the time you find the common factor here, you have x minus 3 plus 2, x minus 3 equals 0, right? So with this, you can easily have x plus 2, x minus 3 equals 0, then x equals minus 2 or 3, right? So if we are to look for the product of these two, the product will be minus 2 times 3, that will be minus 6. If we are to look for the sum of these two, minus 2 plus 3, that will be 1. Minus 2 plus 3 is still the same thing as saying 3 minus 1, minus 2. That's still 1. So now, please bear this at the back of your mind. Our sum gave us this, our product gave us this. So in order for us to be able to solve for this same thing without going through all these solutions, to arrive at the root before getting the product, there is a formula to that effect. So the formula to that effect is alpha plus beta, that's for the sum, equals minus b over a, and alpha beta equals c over a. Alpha plus beta equals minus b over a, and alpha beta equals c over a. The alpha plus beta is the sum of the roots of the quadratic equation, and alpha beta is the product of the roots of the quadratic equation. So if we are going to be using this to solve the question, we are having our alpha plus beta to be equals minus b. Please note this minus, that's the first thing I'm writing. Then this minus b, this b here is minus 1. Minus 1 divided by a, the coefficient of x squared is 1. So minus times minus will give you 1, which is 1. That is the sum of the quadratic equation roots. Sum of roots. Now for us to now solve for the product of the same roots, the question, we are now having alpha beta equals c over a. If alpha beta is equals to c over a, what is c? C is minus 6. What is a? A is 1. Minus 6 divided by 1 is still minus 6. So you can see that this is just a straightforward formula. Sum of the root is alpha plus beta equals minus b over a. The product of the root equals to alpha beta equals c over a. Just to sum up the root without having a need to solve the quadratic equation itself. Another thing that I want to buttress here is how do we arrive at these two formula, just to broaden your understanding of what really matters. I've established in previous classes that the general formula for quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now, in order for us to get this, alpha beta are actually the roots of equation, and in order for us to arrive at that, there is a generic formula that actually support this, which is x minus alpha, then x minus beta. By the time you multiply these out, in order to relate it to this, you have x squared, then minus beta x, then minus alpha x, then this time this will give you plus alpha beta equals 0. By the time you factorize out the x from this end, then you're going to be having it as x squared minus alpha plus beta x, because this minus and minus you're factorizing out with this x, making minus x, then plus alpha beta equals 0. So you remember that this is now in form of a perfect square because of this x squared that we are having here. So in order for us to make this equation to be similar to this, we need to divide this by a all through, just the way we did in completing the square method. By the time we do that, we are going to be having x squared plus b over ax, right, plus c over a equals 0. Now these two equations can now be relatable. We can relate them to each other in the sense that x squared, this x and this x is out of the mark. So this and this equates to each other. So we can now say minus alpha beta equals b over a, in which this negative sign can divide both sides for the negative sign to become here, and this is off, by saying minus 1 and divide it by minus 1 as well. So that's how we arrive at alpha plus beta equals to this. And this, you can also relate this to this to become alpha beta equals c over a. Thank you for listening, and try as much as possible to lay your hands on questions that are relating to sum and product of roots of quadratic equations. So, but just for us to be able to buttress how simple these are, I'll just drop some few questions just for you to be able to solve. And those questions are: number 1, 3x squared. So let's have your answer in the comment section. Thank you for listening, and bye bye.